Before you spend 60, 70, or even $80,000 on your next pickup truck, before you sign paperwork on a Ford, Ram, Chevy, or even an electric Rivian, you need to stop for a moment and ask yourself one serious question. What if the smartest truck on the market isn't the one everyone is talking about? Because right now, while American brands battle each other in horsepower wars and electric promises, something unexpected is quietly positioning itself to disrupt the entire segment. This is not hype. This is not speculation built on rumors alone. This is a real machine already operating in global markets and proving that traditional truck engineering might be behind the curve. And if you care about range, torque, capability, innovation, and real-world practicality, then this might be the most important truck video you watch this year. Welcome back to Aussie Rev, where we break down vehicles without brand loyalty, without marketing bias, and without recycled talking points. If you're new here and you care about real analysis, long-term ownership value, mechanical architecture, and what actually matters beyond flashy launch videos, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the 2026-27 BYD Shark pickup truck. And whether you're an American buyer, an Australian tradie, or someone watching the global truck evolution unfold, this vehicle deserves serious attention. Because this isn't just another truck release. This represents a completely different philosophy about how a modern pickup should be engineered. Let's zoom out for context first. The pickup truck market in the United States has never been more intense than it is right now, and every manufacturer is fighting for dominance not just in sales numbers, but in technological direction. Ford continues to hold its crown with the F-150, a vehicle that has defined American roads for decades and built a reputation around durability and work capability. Ram has carved out a strong luxury-focused identity, turning trucks into premium lifestyle statements. Chevrolet keeps expanding Silverado trims to cover everything from fleet utility to high-end comfort. Meanwhile, electric startups like Rivian are betting their entire future on battery-only platforms, promising innovation but still battling questions about infrastructure and long-distance practicality. And then there's General Motors resurrecting the Hummer nameplate as an all-electric monster with over 1,000 horsepower, four-wheel steering, and a price tag that makes it more of a statement piece than a workhorse. On paper, it's impressive. In reality, it's expensive and extremely niche. Across the industry, everyone is talking about electrification, sustainability, and the future. But here's the problem. Most electrified trucks either sacrifice range under heavy load, increase weight dramatically, or push pricing beyond what traditional buyers are willing to accept. That gap between promise and practicality is where the BYD Shark enters the conversation. Now here's the twist that many people didn't see coming. BYD did not design the Shark as a good-for-the-price alternative or a budget-friendly compromise truck. They engineered it to compete directly with full-size American pickups in dimensions, output, and presence. In markets like Australia, parts of Asia, and Latin America, this truck is already being tested in real work environments, construction zones, rural properties, fleet service roles, and early feedback suggests it isn't playing catch-up. It's setting a new standard for hybrid truck architecture that traditional manufacturers have yet to fully embrace. Let's talk size, because numbers matter when you're comparing real trucks. The Shark sits firmly in full-size territory, not mid-size pretending to look aggressive. Its overall length stretches well into the range that competes with established heavy hitters, and its width gives it that planted, stable stance that truck buyers expect. This isn't a compact platform with oversized fenders. It has genuine road presence. When you stand in front of it, the proportions communicate strength and modern engineering rather than borrowed styling cues. The height, the wheelbase, the bed dimensions, everything signals that this truck was built to compete globally, not regionally. Design-wise, the Shark takes a dramatically different approach compared to traditional American front grills. Instead of massive, open mesh designed around combustion airflow, you get a more closed, sculpted front fascia that hints at what's happening underneath. The lighting signature is sharp and contemporary, running horizontally to emphasize width and stability. The hood profile is flat and muscular, with strong character lines guiding airflow toward widened fenders. It doesn't scream nostalgia, it communicates forward-thinking design. And whether you love or hate that approach, it undeniably stands out in a parking lot filled with familiar shapes. Around the sides, pronounced wheel arches house large alloy wheels wrapped in serious all-terrain rubber, signaling that this truck isn't afraid of dirt, gravel, or uneven terrain. Subtle design accents and contrasting tones give it identity without looking over-designed. The rear section carries a full-width LED light bar that makes the truck instantly recognizable at night, reinforcing that modern, tech-driven aesthetic. The bed itself is practical and purpose-built, featuring integrated lighting and durable lining meant to withstand real usage. Nothing about it feels ornamental, it feels intentional. But everything about this truck ultimately comes down to what's underneath the sheet metal, and this is where the Shark changes the conversation entirely. Instead of going fully electric and forcing buyers to rethink charging logistics or sticking to traditional turbocharged combustion setups, BYD engineered what they call a dual-mode off-road hybrid platform. And this isn't a mild hybrid system designed just to boost fuel economy slightly. This is a range-extended architecture where electric motors do the primary driving work, and a combustion engine exists mainly to generate electricity when needed. In simple terms, the Shark operates very differently from conventional pickups. It uses electric motors on both axles to create a true all-wheel drive experience powered by instant torque delivery. The gasoline engine doesn't directly power the wheels in the traditional sense. Instead, it acts as a generator to recharge the battery when necessary. That means in daily driving scenarios, the truck can operate in near-silent electric mode, delivering immediate throttle response without waiting for turbo spool or gear changes. When battery levels drop, the engine activates seamlessly to extend range without requiring the driver to stop and plug in. The combined output figures place it squarely in competitive territory, delivering horsepower and torque numbers that rival well-known performance trims from established brands. But here's what matters more than peak numbers: torque availability at 0 RPM. Electric motors deliver full torque instantly, which translates to strong off-the-line acceleration and confident towing response. For a full-size pickup, that immediate power delivery changes how the vehicle feels under load. It doesn't hesitate, it pulls. Acceleration figures, while not the primary metric for truck buyers, are surprisingly aggressive for a hybrid platform running all-terrain tires. But the real win here isn't speed, it's efficiency. Early data from markets where it's already sold suggests significantly improved fuel consumption compared to traditional V6 and V8 powered pickups. And because the combustion engine works primarily as a generator rather than a constantly stressed drivetrain component, long-term durability could actually benefit from this architecture, though that will need time to prove itself fully. And here's the key advantage: no range anxiety in the traditional electric sense. You don't depend solely on charging stations for long-distance travel. You refuel like a normal gasoline vehicle when needed, and the hybrid system handles the rest. For buyers who want electrification benefits without committing to full battery dependency, this setup might represent the most practical middle ground currently available in the segment. Now, before we go deeper into towing capability, interior technology, pricing strategy, and whether this truck realistically has a future in North America, I want to pause here. Because if you're enjoying this level of detailed breakdown and you want honest discussions that go beyond brand hype, make sure you're subscribed to Aussie Rev, where we don't just review vehicles, we analyze the strategy behind them and what they mean for buyers long-term.